Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. Our charity of the month is Paloma C. I chose them for August because October, it's because they both start with aw. October is the first full month that I have ever spent as a pigeon's guardian. That's because I rescued my pigeon Sora on the 22nd of September. So October was our first full month together. So help me help Palomacy help the pigeons. All you have to do is watch my stream this month and bring your friends because I'll be making a donation at the end of the month based on my unique viewers count. You can also donate to our Twitch fundraiser here. It already has $10 of $20 raised because I just restarted the fundraiser that we did last October and upped the goal. So, Exie, hello! Oh, so glad to see you! Yay! And thank you so much for subscribing again. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hooray! So, today is what? Wednesday. Today is Wednesday and October is also Inktober, so I thought it would be nice for my illustration projects this month to focus on my ongoing project of the Maginaturalist sketchbook, which is ink drawings in a sketchbook style, literally in my sketchbook, but it's the idea of a field sketchbook of a Maginaturalist who's going around. I'm trying to find one in my sketchbook to show you. Going around and sketching the magical creatures that they see. So I think this is the last one I did, the Capel Ishka from Ireland. And so we're going to do that today. And what I've been using is my Encyclopedia of Magical Creatures, A through Z. We've gone through ABC. So that was Capel Ishka, starts with C. So now, today we're going to at least start. I don't know if I'll be able to finish, but at least start the first entry in D. So I've just been doing the first entry of each one, and my idea is to then loop back around and end up doing the entire encyclopedia, however long it takes. So here we are, D. And sorry if the camera is not focusing. I feel like when I have it all the way up, it doesn't focus down here, but this way you can see the whole book, so hopefully that's all right. Oh, interesting. The first creature in my Element Encyclopedia of Magical Creatures is just called Da. I assume it's Da. That's usually how D-A is pronounced, regardless of what language it's coming from. But we'll read about it some more and see if it seems like something I should look up. I love to look up the pronunciations and try to get it as close as I can. But it's got a nice big entry here, so I'm just going to read this entry to you, and then it's also going to be for me to learn about this creature that we're going to sketch today. So it says, whenever the Dahomey people of West Africa catch sight of a rainbow or a certain iridescent sparkle on the surface of the sea, they believe they may have seen a glimpse of the great rainbow serpent, Da, after whom they are named. This mighty cosmic creature is both male and female, and its colors reflect this, beginning with a blue masculine head, then ranging through all the colors of the rainbow to its red female tail. According to the Dahomey creation myth, the world was created when the god Mawu was carried in Da's mouth across the heavens. When the great serpent rested in the evening, its excrement formed both the earth and the mountains, and its 7,000 glistening coils shaping the terrain. Within its coils are held the ocean, and the movements of the great serpent's body creates the tides and currents of the air. Until the end of time, Da rests, supporting the universe on 4 great pillars at each of the points of the compass. The name Da means serpentine or sinuous and is represented by the roots of trees and the umbilical cord of humans and animals. It represents all things that slip away into nothingness, including life itself. Da is one of many rainbow serpents in the traditions of the Southern Hemisphere. They are found throughout Australasia, the South Seas, and the Far East. He may also reoccur in the Vodun traditions of Haiti as Dambhala, having been carried there in the 16th or 17th centuries by the Fon peoples. There's a bunch of things in there I might have mispronounced, but I think that I did a pretty good job considering. Oh, wonderful! I'm so glad you're doing well. Yay! And you're welcome. How am I? Yeah, I'm pretty good too. I was super charged up by that vegan market that I sold my art at last Saturday. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I didn't know if people would think my art was worth the prices I was charging, but I sold more than I expected, and so I was like, oh yay, people do think that my work is worthwhile. So that was extremely invigorating. So I am doing wonderful. Thank you. I feel like it's a lot darker in here than usual, but oh well. Maybe my lamp's turned down. Oops, nope, that's changing it to cool. Okay, they're all the way up. I don't know. I'm testing them to make sure they're both absolutely the brightest, but all right. Can I focus the camera? Unfortunately, it's autofocus only, which is one thing that is actually kind of sucky about this camera. So when it's this far away, it doesn't want to focus. But if I make it like this close, maybe that's better. Yay! I'm so glad you noticed. I don't think anybody else mentioned it. If somebody else did mention it and they're seeing this and I'm just forgetting, I'm sorry for forgetting, but I feel like nobody else mentioned it. And I spent so much time getting it set up. I worked really hard to make sure that it's all lined up nicely and evenly spaced and all this stuff. So thank you. Yay! Well, let's see. I'll move my little camera over here. Well, it's hard to see the text like that, but first thing I've got to do is take some notes. That's how I've been starting all of these. That's how I start pretty much all of my illustration projects. Do research. Thank you. I love that bobbing head, that nodding. That emote there. Nice. Okay, so I like to use a pen, but I think most of these are brush pens. Yeah. I want not a brush pen. Maybe I'll just use this one. My little sketching kit is packed so full it's kind of hard to get stuff out sometimes. Okay, so this is the farthest down that this. I can't pull this new camera down any farther. So just here, I'll plop it on the book and then that way so you can see that. Why does it seem so dark in here? It doesn't. And I guess it is a little cloudy outside, so maybe that's what it is. There's not so much natural light coming in from outside. Okay. It's just when I look down at my sketchbook, it doesn't seem that bright, and I'm like, why? I'm getting distracted by that, obviously. Okay, so first I like to put the date. It's always really fun to be able to come back to your sketchbooks later. Or sometimes you need to know. Like, people will be like, when did you start working on that or something? And then, boom, got it written right there. 9 October. So, Maginaturalist sketchbook. And this one is called Da. I'm just going to let it be and not spend a bunch of time researching how to pronounce the name, even though I'm kind of tempted to do so. I spent like half an hour on the last one trying to figure it out. But I think that one was worth it because I was nowhere, well, I won't say nowhere, but I was way off the actual. There were some things that I intuitively got for the previous magical creature for the pronunciation, but other things it was like, whoop, yep, that I have no idea. So now we're going to do just a list of words that stand out or, okay, let me describe this more succinctly. Things that catch my attention about the visual appearance, about the things that it does, the places it lives, the things it's known for, and then those we can use to get ideas about, well, what would the Maginaturalist see? So, West Africa. Oops. I was going to put 2 F's. Africa with 2 F's. Ah. So the rainbow serpent is seen if it's a rainbow or sparkle on the sea. So this helps with the environment that we might draw for the sketchbook. So we might be on the sea, we might be looking up at the sky after it's rained, or it might still be raining. You can still see a rainbow while it's raining. And then it's a rainbow serpent. So I already have an idea. It could be a rainbow with serpent head and tail. So we could depict it literally as a rainbow and then just have the head and the tail be like, oh, it's a snake. It's cosmic. Oops. Man, I can't spell today. I was going to put casmic with an A. Cosmic. Exy, I didn't really ask if there's anything cool going on with you or any fun stuff that you want to share. You don't have to, as always. But it's been so long, and I'm so glad to see you there. So I thought I would ask. Male and female. And I'll put blue head, and that points to male, red tail, and that is female. Okay. And then I'll put in parentheses rainbow through the middle. So this part about the creation myth, the world being created, I don't think that's relevant to our project because the world exists. In our project, the world already exists, so the Maginaturalist wouldn't be seeing Da carrying a Mawu because the world needs to exist for the Maginaturalist to exist. So that's just history. And so all of these other bits of information about creating the world, we don't need those either. The ocean is held in its coils. I'm going to put that down because we could have, actually I'll write this down. Da emerging from ocean. These are ideas for the scene. Ah, yeah, I thought so. Roger that. Ow, no! Well, that's so selfish of me. I said, oh no, because if you wake up at 7 a.m., that means staying up late for my streams is tough for you, and I don't want you to do anything that makes it hard for you to go to work. So that's why I said, oh no. It's great that you have a job. So I don't want you to be unemployed. But I also like your company, so it's way more important for you to have a job. Is the job something that you can share or would like to share? I'm interested in knowing what you're doing now for work, but again, if it's what is it called? It's like there's a term for a contract that you sign where you can't speak about something until a certain amount of time has passed. You know, people do it they have to do it for Hollywood movies all the time. It's like oh, whatever. I can't remember. Oh yeah, NDA, thank you. Yeah, if it's not under NDA, you can tell us about it. Oh yeah. Oh, that's kind of you to say, because I was actually a little bit late. I was 15 minutes late. But it's because it was the first stream of October, and I had to update all of my charity stuff. And also because of that vegan market, I used my laptop, which this camera sits on my laptop. So I used that at the vegan market. So I had like reset up my physical equipment. So I appreciate you saying that I wasn't late. I was totally late. I have been considering... Oh, you're being sarcastic. It doesn't come through in the text. Have been considering for next year maybe starting a little earlier. But I really like starting on the hour. So maybe, I don't know, starting an hour earlier. So that I can end earlier and have time to make dinner and enjoy making dinner instead of rushing through making dinner. But I'm going to continue with this schedule, I think, for the rest of this year. And then we'll see. Although I think when the time change, it makes it even worse for you to be able to join me, so... Oh, we won't think about that right now. You're being sarcastic. It's totally late. Okay. Okay, so we got tides. Body creates tides. Oops. I did a lot of work yesterday. I think that's another reason why I keep having errors as I'm writing. I was going to call them typos, but I'm not typing, so they're not typos. I just had another one, but I was like, whatever, just write the right letter over it. But I worked really, really hard yesterday, and I think my brain is still tired from yesterday, so. The ocean. Held in coils. I gotta put body. Body coils. So I wonder what this means. Oh, I didn't write air currents. Yeah, maybe we could... combine these. So Da is emerging from the ocean and being a rainbow, and also like there's a bunch of coils coming out, and that's like the motion of the ocean. So that's what it's saying. It creates the tides and the currents, air currents. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Yay, no worries. Hooray! You're my most frequent viewer, so I'm always thinking about you, and I always want to make sure it's a nice experience for you whenever you want to join me, so. whenever I think about changing my schedule just for personal reasons, then I'm like, would that work for Xe? Yeah, this part I don't really understand. Until the end of time, Da rests, supporting the universe on 4 great pillars, each of the points of the compass. But maybe that's not important for our illustration, because this should be a sighting. And we do have, right at the beginning, literally it says, whenever the Dahomey people of West Africa catch sight of a rainbow or a certain iridescent sparkle on the surface of the sea, they believe they may have seen a glimpse of the great rainbow serpent Da. So, yeah, I think we should focus on that. So this 4 great pillars, we won't worry about that. This also talks about the roots of trees and umbilical cords. I think we don't need to worry about that as much either. Okay, I think I've got everything that I want out of the encyclopedia, so I'm going to close it and make space on my desk. Set it over here behind me. Oh, I know why it seems so dark to me. Because I set my lamps to be way... Let's see if I can show you. There, you can see these bars of light. It's because the lamps are way back on my desk. Because I've been trying to experiment with how can I use this camera here that's super adjustable. But the way I have had my lamps, they cause the camera to cast a shadow sometimes depending on where the camera is sat. And I've tried them really close to me, but the problem is that it blocks my secondary monitor over on this side of me, the left side. And that's where I see Twitch chat, that's where I check OBS and make sure everything looks like it's going good. That's where I look at reference images. So having that screen blocked was troublesome. So now the mystery is solved. The reason why it seems dark is because the light isn't as close to me. Makes me think I need more lamps. I better just get used to this, cause I'm not noticing the shadow being cast, and that's awesome. So I think this might be the solution. My monitor isn't being blocked, shadow not being cast. Okay. Oh, yay! What kind of cool myths and fairy tales have you read about? I'm so glad that it makes you think of my streams. Yay! Maybe you have heard about some that we're going to cover eventually when we go through this encyclopedia. That's so excited. So exciting. I feel like, yeah, half of the creatures we've done so far, I had not heard of before. So that first one we did, what was it? A Bao A Ku? I'd never heard of that before. Then Baba Yaga, definitely heard of her. Then the Kapel Ishka, I'd heard of that, but only as water horse. I'd not heard that name before. And then here we are with Da, which I'd never heard before. So there's so many wonderful, magical, mythological creatures to discover. Yes! That's part of the reason why I'm trying to keep my research contained to this encyclopedia, because it doesn't have any illustrations, and the ones it does kind of seem like non sequiturs. I can never pronounce that correctly. Non sequiturs. They don't seem related to the things that are being written about near them, which is great because it means that I'm not being too influenced by other people's depictions, unless they're already sat there in the back of my head. Then I can't really help that. Okay, so yeah, I kind of like just going with this, combine these two ideas. So we've got, it'll be a rainbow in the sky, but it will also have coils of the snake, the serpent, coming out of the ocean. So we'll have this like, it's going off into the distance kind of thing. And then we could have the tip of the tail poking out of the water. We won't be able to show blue and red, but at least we know that it's supposed to be the head is male and the tail is female. And I really like that kind of balance. So I don't want to neglect the tail, even if it's just going to be black and white. So I'm actually going to look a little bit just on my phone to start for, I want to find West African snakes. Since this is the West African creature. Exie, I look for images after reading the stories. Everyone sees them differently. Yeah. It's so fun. It's so fun to see the different interpretations. Also because the myths and stories have many different versions, usually, especially the older they are. But you can still see that core version is always in there. Snakes of Central and Western Africa. West African carpet viper. New stiletto snake. I'm just trying to find someone who has like a list. West African green mamba. Snake known for its large size, quickness, and extremely potent venom. One of the continent's most dangerous snakes. I wonder if there's any sea snakes in West Africa. That would be perfect. Yellow-bellied sea snake. Is this? Where do they live? Let's go Wikipedia. Sea snake. It's just called a snake. A snake. My mouth is not working either. My writing isn't working and my speaking isn't working. Here is Wikipedia. Sea snake. It just has the one type apparently. Sea snake or coral reef snakes are elapid snakes that inhabit marine environments for most or all of their lives. They belong to 2 subfamilies, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's lots of them. Okay. Okay, this is just the general sea snake, but there's lots of them. Never eat soggy waffles. West Africa. There's no sea snakes. There's a map here showing where sea snakes live, and they do not live in West Africa. But I wonder if I should use one anyway, because the encyclopedia did mention that lots, including India. I'm seeing India here in the sea snake range. So maybe I use a sea snake anyway. Although this says, range of sea snakes shown in lime green except the widespread pelagic yellow-bellied sea snake. So maybe the yellow-bellied sea snake is what we want. Now it's the same picture representing this species and also representing sea snakes in general. This one says it's a venomous species of snake from the subfamily Hydrophinae, or Hydrophinae. It's 2 eyes. Oh, you're heading out? Thank you so much for joining me, Exie. So glad to see you again. Yay, so happy. Yep, I will be here tomorrow with either this or the next one. So I hope to see you tomorrow. Yellow-bellied sea snake range. So, it's just barely, but it does have a little bit, oh, here's a snake. I didn't mean to do that, but it does have a little bit, oh, it's struggling. Camera! Okay, I think you can see, oh, it really is having a hard time with the white on black here. There we go. So the tiniest bit of, oh wait, that's not Africa, that's South America. Maybe there are no sea snakes in West Africa. They only like the Pacific and Indian Ocean. Oh! Well then, we'll just go back to snakes of West Africa. It was a good idea, I think, since we want to have it associating with the ocean. Snakes of Nigeria. I don't know all the African countries. Let's see. Let me look what African countries. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Let's see. I'm going to see where the Dahomey people live. Dahomey is a state. A West African kingdom. Oh, it was. From 1600 till 1904. It's near Nigeria. I think that's what it was talking about, what I was just searching for before. Nigeria and Ghana. Oh, come back. West African steaks. So if this was Nigeria, this is going to be perfect. Yep. Wikipedia page. Snakes of Nigeria. Perfect. It's really close. Oh, thank you, Exie. See you tomorrow. Only 2 of the snakes are endemic to Nigeria. A file snake and a thread snake. But there's a whole bunch of them. I wish we could look at this, but it doesn't have a page. Maybe we'll just... How do I just copy this? I don't want to open link. I want to copy the words. Okay, now. Search this. Well, maybe it doesn't matter too much. I can't find this specific one. That's probably why it doesn't have a page. But it does have a link here to the general kind of snake that it is, file snake. And then this other one, thread snake. So let's just look at a file snake and look at a thread snake. And we'll just pick one of those. Because this is a magical creature. It does not have to specifically look like any snake that's known. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, look how cute it is. Look at this one. I might pick this one if it'll focus. Work with me, camera. Focus on this adorable little snake. Oh, look how cute. Look at this. Look at this little face. Oh, I'm gonna die. It is so cute. It is so cute. We're picking this. Whatever this is. What is this? Trilepida macrolepis. the big scaled blind snake. There's a page about it. It is the cutest snake I ever seen. A species of snake in the family Leptotyphlopidae. Whew. This species is endemic to southern Central America. Dang it, it's American snake though, but it's so cute. I want to use it, but I need an African snake for this creature. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Alright. Dang it. It was going to be perfect. I just got to find a page that sort of has a list and it has pictures next to them. Here's birdwatchinghq.com, and it says 13 common snakes found in Nigeria, 2024. Yes, I do want to learn about the types of snakes found in Nigeria. Puff adder. Oh, it looked like a rattlesnake. Interesting. One of the most dangerous snakes. Oh, this is cool. Oh, they've got little pop-ups, but they've got a map. So I'll try to choose, and it looks like this is about the right spot, because I believe it was right around here that the kingdom was located. So puff adder is a... Oh my god, this one is so cute. I'm going to cover up, there's an ad on here, but... Look at this one. Oh no, it's a giant eyeball. It's so cute. Might pick this one. Common African tree snake. Oh, it's called boomslang. Oh wow, that's a Harry Potter snake. Oh, that's terrible though, because it's boomslang skin. Although, snakes shed their skin naturally, so it's okay. They might not be harming the snakes to use it in their potions. The range is a little... it's still there. It doesn't quite go to the sea, but this is a magical creature, so we can make it work. That one is really, really cute. Yeah, it even says boomslings have an egg-shaped head and notably large eyes. Ooh, and this seems really nice for what we're doing. It says coloration varies greatly, allowing these snakes to camouflage in different terrains. Then it says the males are light green, scaled with black and blue, and females are brown. That goes well with our idea that this serpent is a rainbow with a blue head and a red tail, and that the different colored parts are male versus female. Ooh, this is another highly potent snake, which I think is actually great, considering that this rainbow serpent helped create the world. So I think that's a really, really nice match. This is a nice one too. Spotted bush snake. It's not super cute, but it's beautiful. Look at its... I don't know if you can tell that well, but it's got green scales, a yellow amber eye, and a blue tongue. So pretty. Oh, and the location is perfect. The range. Might choose this one. And it's so interesting. You can see the pattern is stronger toward the head, and then toward the tail it just disappears, and there's just green, not any more of this black pattern on it. Oh, this might be good too. It says, curiously, they're fantastic swimmers as well. This sounds really good. Okay, so even though the boomslang is super cute, the spotted bush snake seems an even better fit. And it also has this upper half of the body can be yellow, green, or blue, while the tail end is brown. You might also find black spots or stripes, so it also has that variety of coloration. They are non-venomous and harmless to humans. But that might also be good because this rainbow serpent the entire story of it is all beneficial. It's creating the world and creating the air streams and all this stuff. Red-lipped snake. This one also has a great range. I still like the green one better for the overall appearance. The ball python, that's a really well-known. The range is good for ball python. You know what? I'm not going to look at them all. This green one is great because it says that it is a excellent swimmer, which is perfect. Spotted bush snake. So now what I'm going to do is get my oh wait, here we go. Get a new tab open, drag it over to a new window, and search for this. So I'm gonna move my stuff around a little bit so that I can get a reference image up here. So potted bush snake. There's lots of pictures. And oh, another thing that looks great about this snake, now that I'm looking at a bunch of pictures, it seems very long for how thin it is. Which is great because I want to have it being a rainbow and also coming in and out of the water like a sea serpent. So it's perfect. Having a super long snake. Oh, they're so small. Oh, here's a bunch of them. They're all together. It's so cute. Wow, they're so pretty. Okay. Nice. I'll just leave this page up. It's just the Google image results for spotted bush snake. So now, I think what I'll do first is just a little bit of sketching. I'll get an actual art pen out for it. I think this one's too small. Yeah, it's way too small. Oh, I know. I always use this one. This little brush pen. Just to get some ideas. There we go. Put that picture up nice and big. What the snake looks like. Just try to simplify it so that we can sketch it. And the eye is absolutely gigantic for its head size. And it's got that beautiful amber iris. There's black around the outside too. It's got very distinctive scales around the eye. It's got this nostril here. And the bottom jaw. Oh, here's a nice angle. goes back farther, and the neck comes out. It's funny because you kind of, yeah, this is the neck, but also it's the body. It's just, it's the body at some point. This is just one long thing. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Here's a different angle from the side up close. It's a very elegant sort of spade-shaped head. Maybe you'd call that spade-shaped. It's definitely tapered shape. And then it just comes smoothly down into its neck. There's not like some snakes, it comes out really big, or it is a little bit sticking out, or the head is somehow really distinct from the lines of the body, but this one is just like whoop, one long thing. So I wonder if with this snake, this has got this black around. Is that just like the white of the eye for a mammal? And it's just the black of the eye? And its mouth seems to come down a little bit and then all the way back here. And the little nostril at the front. Beautiful. Oh, this one is all sort of tangled up. I'm sure the snake knows what they're doing, but it looks like they're at risk of becoming a knot. It comes like this, but then the tail is wrapped up around like this. But also goes back in under itself there. But here, this part of the body comes up and over this part. Then there's a branch that the whole body is hanging on to. And it wraps around. And the tail comes under here. I can't really tell. Oh, it hangs down. Alright, so this part of the body is still here. And wrapping around there. And here's the tail. Becomes visible again. Hanging down back. There's the end. And then it connects to this part. So it's going under behind the branch. Here and here. Like that. Well, let's just get started sketching. Sketching the main piece. I need my little 4x6 template. Since I do want to depict this snake being in the sea and also being a rainbow, I'm going to do another vertical, a portrait orientation, so that we have plenty of room for the sea and for the sky. I'm using my light blue pen to do the outline for a couple reasons. One, it's easy to edit this pen out once I scan it and digitize it. Two, it doesn't compete with the sketch. And what I mean by that is when I start inking it, so I guess compete with the sketch isn't the right. It doesn't compete with the final piece. It sits back visually, and so it won't be confusing for me. Another reason is that to use ink rather than this blue pencil, which I'm going to use for the sketch. That way, if I need to erase, these lines won't get erased. Now I shall put this back way in here in my closet. So now I think what I want to look up is, I've got this great site for the snake, but now I want to look up, although do I need to have the coastline in it? Or can I just show the sea as if the Maginaturalist is on the coast? But what if there's like some rocks jutting out or something? Yeah, let's look for. Try not to do that, and I did it anyway. Hit my keyboard on my little support thing that holds my camera and my laptop and all my stuff. Okay, let's look for West African Sea View. Yeah, I'm having the same issue that I had when I was trying to look up the Irish Sea, which is that most of the pictures focus on the land. I want the sea view, but they're showing what the land looks like from the sea, next to the sea. We do have some nice palm trees going on, so that could be an interesting inclusion in the illustration. So it's not just water and sky and nothing else. Adding some palm trees in there could be nice. So maybe we'll put, instead of West African, we were focusing more on, it was the kingdom, the former kingdom of the Dahomey, apparently, from my very quick research on Google, was between Ghana and Nigeria, I think. So let's put Nigerian Sea View. What I'd really like to get is something that shows the palm trees. Well, maybe I'll put palm trees so that I can get some specifics and not just draw some generic idea of a palm tree. finding the word beach. Ah, here we go. Oh, I love this angle. I think I'll use this image. So the angle is looking upwards, so that will match nicely with the idea that maybe the Maginaturalist is sitting on the beach with her sketchbook in her lap, looking up at Da as a rainbow in the sky. Oh, this is a sad article, though. Coconut trees might become extinct in Nigeria in 50 years. Huh. That's sad. Okay, let's see. Open image in new tab. These are coconut palms. All right, we've got the basic building blocks. Although, I say that like I'm ready to start. Maybe. I'm moving my lamps just a little bit. It's just so dark. It's just so dark. I'll move them just a little bit. Can I angle them toward me? Oh, I feel like it even made the screen better, so maybe that's better. Anyway, it is almost been an hour of streaming, so it's a perfect time to take a break, even though I have not started on the main piece, but I did do sketching and research. So let's take a break. Been here for an hour. Let's get up, stretch, get some water or a snack or something. I'm going to put my Be Right Back screen on, and I will be back in 5 minutes. Hello everyone, I'm back. I hope you had a great break. I'm ready now to start this lovely sketch, this beautiful scene. I've got my reference image that I'm going to use for the environment, which is, here's the horizon. Well, this is where the beach meets the sea. And then here's the horizon. We're going to have coils of this rainbow serpent sticking out, showing themselves, and the tail. And then, what I got this particular reference image for is just to have a little frame of some coconut palm trees. Let's have something a little bit more interesting than just a couple lines making up the scene other than the snake. But we don't want these to take over. They're just meant to be supporting characters. The image I'm looking at actually is full of them. They're like all over the place, and I'm just gonna put one or two here. I don't know if my stomach just made a little sound, like a gurgle sound. I don't know if that got caught on the microphone. I just finished eating a delicious golden kiwi. I've never had golden kiwi before. It was so good. They're so good. They're extremely sweet and yummy. Highly recommend if you can get your hands on one. Try the golden kiwi. So good. There's fronds coming down in the background too. Well, we got one palm tree in here. I want to erase a little bit. Just to make things a little bit more clear for future me. About what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. Alright, hold on. Kiwi is also full of vitamin C, and now I need some chapstick. The acid is starting to make my lips sting, so I'll put a little chapstick on there. Yay. Okay. So we've got this nice palm tree here. So I think I won't do two like the same right next to each other. Maybe what I'll do is a little one farther off. Maybe I'll do just some fronds poking in. Right. The problem is I want to have space for the rainbow serpent, so this space should be reserved. But we don't want things to be perfectly not touching each other either, because that's not natural, and the eye expects things to be overlapping even if it's just a drawing. So we got to get some overlap in here. So maybe I will draw one, a smaller one, farther away, Here's a nice one. It's really bending really far. So it's the same size, but now we're getting some distance being shown. So this is the same size tree, but it's way off in the distance. There's a little greenery at the bottom even too. I don't know what it is, but there's some bushes or something. Cool how some of these sort of stick straight up in the air. And I can't actually tell exactly what all of these palm fronds are doing, but I'm using my knowledge of what they look like in general and then combining that with, well, they're probably doing this considering the direction or angle. Much smaller eraser. Use my teeny tiny one. Alright, I need to not stick it out this far because it's just barely at the end of this eraser's length. There's hardly any left. If I click it out too far, then it wobbles around a bunch because it's too much. Sticking out too much. So what I'm seeing on the ground here, some grasses or something. So we'll add that in there. Add some nice texture to the scene. This already looks really nice. I love having this close-up one, this farther away one. And we do have like little bushes and stuff. So I won't draw them exactly as I'm seeing them in the scene. I'm picking and choosing and putting it back together here. Whatever seems nice to build our environment so that it feels like we're in a place, not that it just sort of nondescript sea and sky. Okay, hello, yay! Work from home, nice, thank you for joining me. How are you? Oh, and how am I? Thank you for asking. I am wonderful. It's really nice to get back to this Maginaturalist sketchbook project, and also I'm feeling super jazzed up from, I mean, you already know this from the Vegan Toastmasters Discord, but I'm feeling really great because of the success of the vegan market last week, so I am doing wonderful. Thank you. And thank you again for joining me. It's so nice to have somebody to chat to. Even if you're busy because you're working, so you don't have to respond. I mean, you don't have to respond anyway, but I won't like nag you. Like, did you hear my question? I totally understand if you wanna lurk, but I appreciate you popping in too. Let me know that you're here. It can be lonely. It can be lonely on Twitch when you're a little tiny micro streamer like me. So every little hello is very much welcome. Are you having a good day so far? It's a nice day at work. Wednesday hump day. Now I'm just adding some texture to this closer coconut palm tree. That will help it look closer to us. I mean, it looks closer to us anyway because of perspective. It's bigger, but we'll add them more detail, and then that will make it look even closer. I've got to zoom in here. Ah, I see. It looked like a different texture to the bark up higher, but what's happening is the shadow from the palm fronds is crisscrossing. It makes it look like the bark texture is different. It's not actually different, but it does look different because of the shadows. Oh, you're looking at the pics now. Yay! I'm super excited. They said that they want to hold it again because it was a major success. Like, I was so happy to see people wearing Don't Eat the Homies gear. It just feels like being in Boise, Idaho, it feels so disconnected to be vegan here. But then Azalea's Bakery and Little Devil Meats held this market, and it made me see, oh, the community is here. We just haven't found ways to connect in a big way yet until now, and so it's super exciting. Plus the fact that I sold my art and sold more than I expected. That was also just, it was such a huge boost. A big confidence boost. So I priced myself what I think I deserve. But so many people, especially online, just want you to give your art away for free, basically. So I was like, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm not going to, this is not a haggle kind of situation, but nobody said anything, and lots of people bought my art. So very, very happy. Yay, thank you. I'm super excited. I want to next time take the food emoji, which are, I made them emoji for my vegan servers on Discord, but here on Twitch, which is the main thing I've made them for, they're the subscriber badges. I want to make those into the 2.5-inch pin back and magnet back buttons. And so I'll have all these different food buttons next time, and I think it will be really cute. So now I am looking at this tinier palm tree. It's not actually tinier. It seems like it's probably about the same size, but it's farther away. We can see a little bit of the trunk texture, especially toward the bottom where it's bigger. So I am adding some lines for that, but we're going to let them fade out toward the top so that it continues to look like it's off in the distance. Wow, that would be awesome. I designed that Vegan Toastmasters logo and use it as my background. So maybe we could just get some shirts with that on it. That would be pretty easy. Just like take the lettering part off, or it could still be the circle. I just had the Photoshop AI thing generate a, what did I put? It was something like an earth made out of fruits and veggies and nuts and seeds or something like that. And then I was like, you know what, that's good enough. We're going to use that. And then I did the text design and everything on top of it. That would be good. We could just have one of those print to order t-shirt shops. That would actually be really easy to set up. Good idea. But also the cute veggies. A hoodie with the cute veggie friends. Yeah, that would be cute too. Just have like the pear, and it's just like on your shirt, and that's it. Just have a pear on there, or like a little heart on it, or sparkles or something. Okay, how's my environment? I'm gonna add a little more sprigs of grass here at this distance. Yeah, that looks good. These little patches of greenery. I call it greenery, but a lot of it is also brown. Vegetation. We'll call it vegetation. Vegetation on the beach. Yeah, yeah. The veggie gang. Vegan ingredients gang, which most ingredients are vegan, which is awesome. And the new slot opens up too for subscriber badges. That's what I've been using to, what's the word? To choose when I make a subscriber badge is when I have a slot open. I actually still have 2 slots open. I'm working on the pineapple, and then, no, 1 slot, because I'm working on the pineapple, and that's it. Once the pineapple's done, then they will be full, except my next slot opens in November. So then there will be another one. We'll add another one. The veggie gang. I should do mushroom too. Mushroom technically isn't veggie, but it's one of my favorite foods. I'm basically a hobbit. Mushrooms. Oh, don't worry. I'm always learning Twitch, and I've been streaming on here for, I don't know how many years. 5 years? 5 or 6 years? I think it started in 2018. No, is that 8 years? What? Anyway, I'm still learning, so no problem about that, how do subscriber badges work. So when you subscribe, you'll get the first badge. Well, actually, since my channel is so tiny, say if you were to subscribe to me, you'd actually get a special badge that you just get for being one of my first subscribers. I think the first 5 people who become one of my subscribers get this little badge that says first. And so, unfortunately, I don't think it would work for you because I don't think I have 5 subscribers. Or maybe it's 10. It might be the first 10. Anyway, once we get past that point, the subscriber badges show up for people based on how long they've been subscribed. So I think it's... Actually, let me just look, because it'll be better for me to tell you what it actually is instead of making stuff up because I don't know. So, just give me a second to go into the creator dashboard and then go into the subscriber badges page. So the base one, which is the first time you subscribe, I guess it's 1 month. I don't know why they call it base, because after because if you don't have any other ones, then everybody would have this one. So when you first subscribe, once all the first badges are taken, you'll get a tofu badge, and you'll have that badge whenever you chat in my chat while I'm streaming. Or also when I'm not streaming. You actually chat when someone's not streaming. which is weird. But anyway, after 2 months being subscribed, you get a chickpea. 3 months is peanut butter. 6, I don't have enough fingers now. 6 months is broccoli. 9 months is the baby bok choy. A year is the chia seeds. 1.5 years is the brown rice. And then 2 years is the pear. 2.5 years is what I'm working on right now, that pineapple. And then I don't know what the badge is that's going to unlock on 11/2/24, but I imagine at this rate it's going to be the 3-year badge. So that's how the badges work. So the longer you're subscribed, you'll go through all these different badges, and they represent how long you've been subscribed. But I thought it would be fun to do all my favorite ingredients, and that way one day when we have lots of subscribers of various different lengths, when the chat is full of all these different subscriber badges, it'll be like a recipe is happening. Like, what are we cooking today? Because there's pear and tofu and brown rice or whatever. So, yep, that's how that works. Yeah, you evolve as you stay subscribed. Actually, I don't think it has to be a concurrent subscription, or not concurrent, an ongoing subscription. I think it's total. So that if you miss a month, but then you do another month, if that brings you up to the next total, I think, but that part I'm not sure about. We haven't gotten that far in order to be able to just test it on someone, so we'll see when we get there. I love this environment. I think this is gonna be good. Maybe a little bit more greenery right here, because it's not really gonna be anything going on. I keep saying greenery. Vegetation. Some of it is green. I can't actually see the beach. It looks like it curves down, so we'll just leave this line like this. Just looking around in this reference image of the coconut palm trees on a beach. Seeing if there's anything else. Oh, I see. This isn't grass. Oh, interesting. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but this isn't grass. These are palm fronds that have fallen off of trees. We'll just draw it like that. Interesting. Aoife just snorted. My big dog, Aoife. Alright, let's call this good for the environment. Now we're going to add da. And da, just want to double check my notes. We've got rainbow serpent, blue head. The colors don't matter because we're not going to be coloring this, but blue head, red tail, and rainbow through the middle. The body creates the tides and air currents, and the ocean is held in the coils. And what I wanted to do was the rainbow serpent with the head and the tail, and emerging from the ocean, kind of combining that. And I am using the spotted bush snake. as the model. Oh my goodness, here's some of them going to hatch. That's so cute. I see some are bright green and some are brown. It's just like I read earlier. They do have various different colors. Oh, thank you for looking at Palomacy's website. Yay! Yes, I actually have 2 pigeons. Sora is the one that we literally rescued out of the backyard. I don't know exactly what was wrong with her. I think she was just struggling to survive outside. What I learned after the fact is that pigeons are not wild creatures, but feral creatures. They were all originally domesticated birds, and then once they were no longer of use to humans as messengers, and some people do still eat them, unfortunately, but they're no longer a really big source of animal food, and so they were just sort of left to their own devices, and so many of them can't really survive very well, especially ones like Sora, who seems to be, in my opinion, without doing a DNA test, a cross between the really feral street pigeons you see, the gray and shiny oil slick look, and an English trumpeter fancy pigeon, because she's got the feathers growing off her feet, and she's got this little Friar Tuck kind of, I don't know, Gregorian monk look for her feathers on her head. So anyway, yeah, we rescued her, and then a year later I had been looking to see if we could get her a companion, because I thought it was super sad that she didn't have a companion other than me, basically, and I couldn't be there for her all the time, so like, she needs someone to hang out with. So we got Kumo. We adopted Kumo from Best Friends Animal Society, and so they live with us now, and they love their apartment. I call it their apartment, their indoor housing. I got them a aviary earlier this year. I had saved up lots of money to be able to get it. And then they don't really like going out. They like to be in the smaller indoor thing. So it's really funny because all this time I was feeling bad. I was like, they're inside all the time. Like, we have what's called flypers or pigeon diapers, and it's so, they can be around in the house. But we also have 1 cat and 2 dogs, so it's not safe for them, even if it's not on purpose. They could just accidentally be hurt. So I thought that they would really enjoy going outside, but they are so happy when it's time to come inside. They fly right back into the carrier. They're like, thank goodness we're finally going back inside. And when Kumo gets back into his apartment, he struts around and goes for like 5 minutes. So I think he's sending me the message that this is where I want to be. Stop bringing me outside. Reminds me of the SpongeBob episode with indoors. Yeah. But even though they don't like it, I make the executive decision as their guardian to make them be outside, because it's much larger. They can get much more exercise. They're getting fresh air. They're getting more psychological stimulation from the sounds and the sights and the smells, and so they just have to be outside. Only when it's nice, though, of course. I don't make them go outside rain or shine or whatever. Just if the temperature's good and the air quality is good. That's a big thing that's been an issue this year. The air quality has been terrible this summer, and I was like, oh, at least fire season is over. Nope, we had another wildfire start super close by. Luckily, the air quality didn't deteriorate too much, but I was like, dang it, I thought that we were done with this. So Oh, it probably was. Kumo is the white pigeon, and Sora is the gray pigeon. Which I bet you know why I named them that. You're someone I don't have to explain why the white pigeon is Kumo and why the gray pigeon is Sora. Yep, those are them. Okay, I've got my serpentine. What are these called? Coils? Yeah. Well, sort of arcs coming out. This snake helped create the world, so I am making it absolutely gigantic. And we'll even have it coming out from beyond the horizon. Like it's so far back and so big that the earth is curving and you can't even see where it's coming out. This back one. This also echoes the rainbow shape that we're going to have for the final bit. Kumo-chan, kawaii. Sora-chan mo. Yeah, he's so cute. He is... How can I say this? He is cuter in person than as a chibi version. Usually chibi, the point is make it cuter, but you can't do it with Kumo. He's so cute. He, I am sure, is a purebred fancy pigeon. If you look up Oriental Frill, Frill, he looks just like that. There are different variations to that breed. Unfortunately, he's another example of how when they're not properly cared for, they suffer, these fancy pigeons. He was discovered with his foot so horribly wrapped up in fishing line that it was already dead, and so they had to amputate it. So he has only one foot, and then the other one is like a pirate stump. But he gets around just fine. It's probably another reason why he loves his apartment so much, because I layer everything in towels so that one, it's nice and soft, and then two, it's really easy to clean because you just change the towels. But he's got a little limp, like, because his one foot is missing and his leg is therefore shorter than the other one. そうですね。目でとても可愛いね。I can't live without my Japanese keyboard. I gotta always have it. Even just for practice in Duolingo, I love being able to enter it via the Japanese keyboard instead of the Nomaji keyboard and having it convert. That way I'm practicing using Japanese keyboard on the phone. Yes, this is awesome. I'm loving how this is looking. I really am. It looks so nice. So let's do one last arc before we do the arc of the rainbow in the sky. We'll have the head be right here. I think that'll be perfect. Let's do an arc that's sort of coming back behind these others so that we're getting a little bit more overlay. We do have some overlay right here, but otherwise they're fairly evenly separated. So we want to get something a little more. I'm going to turn this. It's a little more layering because that actually looks more natural. And I'll have it be lower We'll say it's spanning a huge distance. I'm trying to avoid any tangents, and tangents are where things just happen to perfectly meet. Like if I were to draw something so that it's just barely like this, or it's just barely touching right here, just perfectly edge to edge. That's actually is in illustration, well, and photography too, if you can change things around, either your position or the elements in the scene. It's distracting. So that was a huge thing that came up over and over in my illustration classes. So I'm trying to avoid that with my sketch. And I'm thinking about how things going off into the distance, they ought to get smaller, but I'm also thinking about this snake as the tail, as it goes to the tail, the real life snake I'm looking at, gets thinner and thinner and thinner. So it's sort of the opposite is happening. The body gets bigger as we're getting closer to the head, even though we're getting farther away from it. Oh. Yeah, I love being able to type in Japanese on all my stuff. It's so frustrating. It hasn't happened in a while, but sometimes Windows will switch from the Japanese IME to just English. Because the Japanese IME, you can have alpha characters and you're typing in Roman letters. And then I use Alt tilde, I think. And then that's how I switch to hiragana typing. But sometimes it will just switch off of that. I'm glad it hasn't done it in a really long time. I feel like it hasn't done it since I installed Windows 11. But for the longest time, it would just randomly do that. Especially after I started my computer for the first time or did a Windows update or something and it had to restart. Like, no, I want the Japanese keyboard is so much better because it's got English keyboard in it too. So it's a multitasker. Oh, only 3 minutes left? No! I'm having a great time drawing this and chatting with you too. Ah. Oh well. So, since I've got the body going here, so I actually kind of want to change how this... I was going to start drawing the head and then connect the body to it, but actually with the way the rest of the arcs are going for the parts coming out of the ocean, I think it'll be nice to make this arc a little gentler. Right now it's a little bit harsh. So I'm going to bring it over to the left a little bit more. There's the horizon behind it. Got to draw that back in. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is supposed to be a field sketchbook entry. Just sketched in the moment. No! It warmed my heart to see that. Earlier, one of my regular viewers said they got a job, and I almost said no. I did make a disappointed noise because I knew that meant they couldn't stay up late all the time anymore. For them, my streams are like at midnight. I was like, I'm sorry, that was selfish. Because that was my initial reaction. Was, oh, my buddy can't be with me all the time. But it's much better to have a job. Oh, I'm stoked for this rainbow serpent. Oh, but we've got less than a minute, so let's call it good here. Let's do a little close-up look. Bring my camera down as far as it'll go. You get it? Oh, good. Oh, it is casting some shadow. Blast it. I was hoping that, like, you can actually see the shadow cast by the camera right here. I was hoping that this placement of the lamps wouldn't do that, but I guess I do gotta pull them forward. I'm trying to find out how to make it work so that it doesn't cast a shadow, but also, well, I'll just pull it down like this. Oh, it's too bright. Oh, what if it's off to the side? Now it's really dark. Okay, we'll do this. Oh, it's super dark. Even though the page is actually well lit, but the camera thinks it's dark. Okay, I shouldn't have messed with it. Here's still look at it. It's so dark. What if I pull this up? Nope. That's the one thing that's a big problem with this camera, is that it is automatic everything. Automatic exposure, automatic focus, and you can't really control it. At least not easily. You can change it in OBS, but that's even more trouble than what I'm doing right now. So this is just going to be as good as it's getting. So here is our Maginaturalist sketchbook entry so far, featuring Da, the rainbow serpent from West African lore. Oh, of course, now that I'm done showing it off, it brightens up. Oh, well, that's okay. So that'll be it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with more of this piece. For now, let's see if there's anybody streaming to raid. See who I'm following. Let's see. Oh, it's hard to choose. There's so many people streaming right now. I guess I'll choose by the least amount of viewers and give them a little boost. So that'll be Yasmin Arts. So now, let me put my lamps back where I had them. I need a lamp that's on the camera. That would solve the problem. Okay, so I'm going to try to carefully get my keyboard out of the little hidey hole. Here, I'll put my little camera on a sketch. Though it's hard to see because of the blue. Oh yeah, see you next time! Hooray! Yeah, if I see you tomorrow, I'll be super happy. No pressure though. No pressure. Okay, back to Twitch and... No wait, I didn't want to go back to Twitch. I want to go back to my channel. I like to raid from my channel so that I can be sure that the raid works. Otherwise, it doesn't really tell me from the creator dashboard. So, we're going to do /raid Yasmin Arts. Oh, and I realized, I just remembered, my husband told me that what I say at the end of the stream gets cut off for everybody who goes on the raid because of the delay between speaking in real time and then when it's actually delivered to you on Twitch. So before I start the raid, I am going to do all my little thank yous and stuff. So thank you everybody for joining me today. Capricorn KK for joining me in the chat, and also Exy who renewed their subscription, 23 months. Thank you so much, Exy. Yay! So now let's start the raid. Whee! So the raid has been created. We'll just wait for the countdown and then I'll click the button. Alrighty, the raid worked. So if you are still on my channel now or watching the recording later, like I said, that's it for me today. I'll be back tomorrow with more work on this piece. Hope to see you then, and thank you for watching.